This Bieber's not sorry. Let's step onto the On Deck circle.
You're listening to the DFS On Deck podcast, brought to you by LineStar App, the top-rated DFS tool set and #1 companion for DraftKings, FanDuel, and Yahoo Daily Fantasy. Go LineStar Premium now at LineStarApp.com. Now, here are your hosts, fantasy baseball experts Joe Pisapia and KC Bubba.
Hey, yo, what's up, everybody? It's me, Joey P, Joe Pisapia, and welcome to On Deck right here on the LineStar app. It is me, it's KC Bubba, and it's you, and we're breaking down everything MLB DFS for you right here on the LineStar app. And if you haven't already, make sure you go over to LineStarApp.com, download the app, and boom, right away, you upgrade to the premium product, and then you could be with the cool kids like us. We are coming to you, as always, every Friday, every Monday through Friday, doing all the shows we possibly can for you to help you win. And thank you, everybody who's tweeting out some really nice things. I see a lot of, hey, I played a couple games. I don't really do DFS. I gave it a try. I listened to what you guys said. I played the way you said, and I won money, and I didn't lose money. And what a nice feeling it is to do that. So we want to keep that train rolling. And somebody here at the office is a little smug today and happy because somebody finally got on the board and is ahead of me now in the home run race. 1-0. Bubba, congratulations. You called your shot yesterday with Aaron Judge, and you got your home run.
Yep, got lucky. You know, it took 9 innings against the Orioles and a rain delay, but Aaron
yeah,
Judge,
you were sweating there, weren't you?
Yeah, technically a game winner. That was just cool, but yeah, Judge got me home.
There you go. I'm still 0 in case you're looking there. It seems like I'm also doing that thing that you were doing earlier in the week where you're chasing him, like you call the guy, and then the next night he hits a home run. So I might have to just like start double and triple down. Like Keston Hira I called, and then like he hit 2 days in a row or something like that. And just, I'm mad about that. But it was a good day yesterday here on the program. If you listen, we told you about Max Fried being the #1 GPP pitcher. He was very good yesterday, so that was positive. You had him in the lineup. We also talked about playing Bieber against the Twins in tournaments as an oppo play because everyone's scared of the Twins. And if you did that, ooh, you done good. So look at that. We took that 4-outcome game. We took a path with it that was very direct, Bub. We tried to go right for a certain kind of contest, a certain instance where you could go and play something with a great player and make a case for it, and it worked out. And that's good DFS. I'm proud of us. I just want to say we're leaving this week on a high note. No matter what, that's what we did. And kudos to you and me, my friend, for sticking our guns there about the Bieber, who was wow, what a start for the Shane Bieber to the season.
Man, crazy. No one runs in 2 starts. Well, like 27 or something strikeout. Back-to-back double-digit games. Let's put it that way. It's ridiculous what he's doing.
All right, now that was the good yesterday, and we keep it real here on the show and like every other DFS show. So what did we get wrong yesterday? I didn't get my home run for JD Martinez, so I let you down there. It's a bummer, but also, what did you think of the Bundy start and the Robbie Ray start? Neither of those worked out for us.
Bundy wasn't bad. He hit the home run early and bounced back. It wasn't ideal. Yeah, Robbie Ray was horrific. That was the GPP pivot that was not ideal, but
it wasn't. I'll take the heat on that one. If we're gonna praise ourselves for Bieber, no, I'm gonna. And you know what? I forgot, and I started watching him. I forgot he's messing with this whole thing again with this delivery thing where he looks like he's throwing like a catcher. And I'll tell you what, guys. Had I remembered that off the top of my head yesterday, I would have faded away from it. And I saw him on the mound. And I went, "Oh God, that's right. He's doing this thing." I don't know. I don't understand. Like in a contract year, why you'd be doing that? Why do you do that in a contract year? Don't you just want to kind of get out there, get paid, and then you can tinker with stuff?
You'd think so. That's what most people do. That's what most like NBA players do. They go get hurt the year after they sign the big deal, stuff like that.
Yeah. All right. Well, look, we got a lot of games today, so we're not going to spend too much time in the past. We want to spend time in the present to win you money in the future or something like that. I'm pretty sure that's an X-Men movie. I'm not sure which one.
Yeah, it sounds like something X-Men Marvel related.
Days of DFS, future, present, past.
It's the age of DFS 2. Ultron.
Yeah, exactly. Awesome. I do like the X-Men movies, though. Actually, I just got my kids watching those. So they've watched the 3 originals, and now we're going to do like the OG, old school First Class and all that stuff. But they saw all the Marvel movies last year. That was our big summer, and they got totally hooked on them. We watch them all the time now. But I recommend everybody out there. It's got summertime. You got kids. Sit there. Everyone's home. Do the whole Marvel universe together. Do it in that fun chronological order. It is a good time. I'm telling you. And in the meantime, you can also check your lineups while the movie's on. All right, so let's get after it. Let's start with Yankees Red Sox. It's baseball. It's Yankees Red Sox. You got Jordan Montgomery tonight against Ryan Weber. Montgomery is 6.8 over on FanDuel. On the DraftKings side of that pricing, he is 7.8. Any love for Montgomery tonight against the Red Sox, who, look, pitching staff wise, obviously it's really thin over there. What are your thoughts on Montgomery tonight? Is he tempting to you, or do you stay away?
He is tempting because there's a lot of nice bats you can pay for tonight. So especially on DraftKings in a 2-pitcher format, he could be a nice SP2. There's an SP1 we're going to talk about that's so mispriced in a little bit here, but I can definitely see the appeal of a Jordan Montgomery in a GPP against a Red Sox team that is really struggling to find themselves right now.
Yeah, I would agree with that. All right, let's look at the lineup here. What pops to you when you're looking at this today in terms of pricing? I see Aaron Hicks has gone up a little bit. He was 2.5 early in the week. Now he's jumped up to 2.9. So I still think it's a good play, but I'm just saying, you notice these things, and this is why we're, trying to be in front of the trend is always better than trying to chase it. I would still be on this right now because I don't think he's hit the max, value where I start to question it. But in that lineup on FanDuel at 2.9, Hicks is still a pretty good value. So same thing with Pilar. He's at 3K on the other side. Both guys hitting in the 5-hole in this game. And Christian Vasquez at 2.9 had himself a night shirt this week. So anything here in this Red Sox-Yankees contest from the bat side that piques your interest?
Yeah, you mentioned Vasquez. The big boys, Stanton and them are great. But I like LeMahieu, still a little pricey in play. Hicks is a very, very good call at 29. And one thing I want to mention is Gleyber Torres left hurt yesterday, and Tyler Wade replaced him. If he's in the lineup, $2,200, nice savings tonight.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to the next one here. Again, we're kind of flying through some of these. Like, you don't need us to tell you that Aaron Judge is good if you want to pay up for him. Although Bubba was right last night, he was very good. He didn't get you the home run. But look, I would say this. If you want to pay up for the Yankee bats today, I think it's a good idea because you're going to just keep going into that Red Sox bullpen. I don't know how long Weber is going to be for this game. I would do that, and look, there's some love here on the Red Sox side too. You could stack this game without a doubt. I mean, I like Jordan Montgomery's upside, but it is still more upside than something you can count on. So, and I wonder if this is going to be one of those classic 4-hour Red Sox games, especially with all right. I mean, this just reeks of it. Like when you would have two guys going 7 innings, it was still a 4. Now you got like, oh my God, at least now you have to throw to 3 guys, right? You have to, before you can get a pitching change. So, oh goodness gracious. Let's move on. Spencer Turnbull at home for the Detroit Tigers against Luis Castillo. 10.1K for Castillo today on FanDuel. Pretty big price there. What's that?
Oh, so I say, wait for it. What's he on DK by chance?
Oh, on DK, he's just 8K. What? How? What? What?
Yeah,
I almost wanted to say,
square.
What in tarnation? Like that's, I don't even know what that means, but I wanted to say it.
Yep.
Like I was expecting the inverse of this. What happened here? Is somebody going to sleep at the wheel and forget what's going on? Did they think it was like Louis Castillo and not like from the Mets who used to play second base in the Marlins?
We're going to see on this. It must be something with their algorithm that thinks Detroit's good because, the Royals were so cheap for the whole series. They're priced up today like normal. All the Reds are cheap today. So I don't know what their algorithm does, but Castillo at 8,000 on DK, it's going to be chalkier than chalk, and I don't know how it's bad chalk. I really don't.
I don't know how it's bad chalk either. You wouldn't do it on FanDuel for 10 though, would you?
No. FanDuel I would not because A, you're going to want to get some bats in your lineup, and B, there's some other options cheaper. But man, 8,000 on DK, you just can't not play him.
No, you have to. And look, this is the whole thing, and this is where people go wrong. And we talked about it yesterday on the show. We said, hey, when you're trying to, so you have some of these good cash game lineups, you throw them in tournaments. The reason why they cash in those bigger tournaments sometimes more frequently than you realize is because there's so many people looking at things like that and going, oh, I could never do that. I can't do it because everyone's going to do that. Just because it's good doesn't mean it's wrong. And don't cut your nose to spite your face. When you're getting a value on a player in a good situation, you take it. You take it in your own. If it's wrong, it's wrong. If it's highly owned and it's right or wrong, it's okay. It's like you play it every day, baseball. It's not like the NFL where it's once a week. You're talking every day here, and it's a whole different story. Looking at the rest of this, obviously here, against Spencer Turnbull, we could look for some of the lefty bats here with Joey Votto and Mike Moustakas. Moustakas, by the way, also on DraftKings, just 3.6. Yep. Again, the temptation here to get Castillo and him both in every DraftKings lineup, I think is stout. On the FanDuel side, you're getting a discount on Suarez at 3.1. So I would take that today. You're also getting Akiyama at 2.5 with the lefty at the top of the order. Anything else here for you, Bubba, that you want to point out on either site?
No, the only other one, maybe Nick Senzel came back and homered at 27 on FanDuel.
That's a good one,
But
too.
the biggest thing is the Reds just overall as a team are cheap. I'm not saying run and stack them on a 12-game slate, but in cash games, Castillo and Moustakas should almost be like locked into your lineups.
All right, let's move on here. Rick Porcello, 6.5 on FanDuel against Sean Newcomb, 6K in Atlanta. Those are the FanDuel pricing. The pricing for those guys over on DK, 7 for Porcello, 6.8 for Sean Newcomb. Alonso's all the way at 5.1 on DK. McNeil's at 4.9. You got to pay a lot for those guys. Conforto's at 5. So they really like this Mets lineup here against Newcomb. You're paying a lot. However, on FanDuel, you're paying just 3K for Jeff McNeil, who keeps putting the ball in play. And I understand it's a lefty-lefty matchup. I'm going to take that. McNeil's a good hitter, period. Pete Alonso is just 3.8. He's not quite over that 4 range in this matchup against the lefty either. And looking on the Brave side of things, look, Rick Porcello has not been good. I am all about getting involved here tonight. Maybe get the Ronald Acuna breakout game too. Like I think that, you could certainly see him starting to turn things around a little bit. So I would say maybe Acuna, Albies, Freeman. You could definitely do that today without any. I mean, that's easy. 3.9, 3.6, 4K. Or if you want, do Albies, Freeman, Ozuna. That's also good. That would also work if you're still afraid of Acuna. That's my approach today because I think Porcello is very hittable. We know that in the past. So I would expect Atlanta to be a good stack tonight against the Mets.
100% agree. I think they're much in play. Ozuna and Swanson are two guys that are swinging the hottest bats in those lineups. So two pieces I wouldn't mind having. And one thing you mentioned with the Yankees, the Braves, they're priced up, but they're in great spots and they're great pivots off the chalk Coors we're going to talk about in a little bit. So if you're going to spend money on bats, you want to go this way to maybe be a little different. Not a bad approach.
All right, let's move on to the next one here. You got Blake Snell, 9.5K. Now, look, that's the FanDuel price. Last time out, didn't pitch a whole lot of innings. He's 10.8 over on DK. He's facing Alex Cobb tonight. You don't need to know Alex Cobb's price. The question is, are we confident here with this price and the innings here with Snell?
No, not a chance. I think it's a
okay. We're 2 for 2 there.
Maybe, so no.
Look, if we're wrong, we're wrong. But I'm just not going to put my money there, and I'm okay. This is one of those circumstances. It's like that player. Sometimes you're like, well, if that guy's really good on another team, so be it. Let it happen on another team. It's not going to happen on mine. That's how I feel about Snell tonight. We could both very well be wrong on this. I just don't think it's a smart investment. It's so tempting because it's the Orioles. Maybe in if you're playing multi-entry, you want to do one of them. Okay, but outside of that, man, I think I'm done.
Yeah, no, it's not worth the risk for that price point when there's other things to play tonight. And one quick caveat, on DraftKings, Alex Cobb's $4,000. That's cheaper than half of all the offense. And all he has to get you is 6-8 points, give or take. If he maybe strings together double digits, you're way ahead of the game and you can get all the bats you want.
Yeah, and look, and that's not impossible with this Rays lineup.
No,
I mean, the Rays lineup without Austin Meadows, we've been saying it is not the same lineup. So... Yeah. And he's due back soon, isn't he? What is that this weekend?
Yeah, he's in their little training camp or whatever, so he should be back pretty soon. I
love the way you said it. He's in their little tiny, cute little, swaddling training camp with your pitching
that
machines.
little building over there in the corner.
Oh goodness! Also, just pointing out as well, if you're looking for more Oppo love here, Austin Hayes is just 2.5 at the top of this order. Santander's 2.8. Hanser Alberto's 2.6, some righties in there. Look, Blake Snell's a good pitcher. It's just, I just don't know if the juice is worth the squeeze at that price today. And if he goes 5 innings and he strikes out 10 guys, awesome. That's terrific. And I'm content with being wrong on that one. Next one here, we've got Dallas Keuchel and the White Sox taking on KC Royals. Chris Bubic is pitching. Is it Bubic or Bubic?
I have no idea the proper way to pronounce it. Good young prospect. Hasn't pitched much past single A. Led all the minor leagues in strikeouts last year, but single A, major leagues, a little bit of a difference. Not saying it's not going to be good, but I think I'll let you get going here. But I think the White Sox are a lot of fun tonight.
Yeah, I would think so. Because once again, the question is, to what end? If he is good, is it 4 innings good? And is it 5 innings good? And these are things we're all still trying to find out here. Also a bit of note on the FanDuel side, Michael Franco is 2.2, then he keeps hitting, then he's 2.6, now he's 3.0, and he's hitting the cleanup spot. So
they all got priced up. The Royals have gotten so much more expensive on both sides. They're not as fun anymore.
No, they're not as fun, but it's funny to look at the trend of Michael Franco going from 2.2 to 3 in a week. And once again, we're trying to be proactive. You find the guys with upside. And look, not every upside guy works, but if you have a couple shares of the right kinds of lower price guys in a few different lineups, one of them is probably going to, if not more. So let's call him Bubby. I feel like we call Chris Bubby. Yeah, let's go. So Caico against Bubby tonight. And or Bubba, we can call him Bubba. Dallas Caico, what are your thoughts on him? Would you go for this? I mean, he's just 7K, not a big strikeout guy though. That's always the problem with him. Just 7.3 on DK, really good secondary pitcher there too. Like, you mentioned about Cobb at 4K, I get that, but Caico might be, for $3,000 more, a little bit more quote responsible end quote.
Yeah, no, and I'm with you there. Like, if you're looking for a secondary option, you can go Caico. The lack of strikeouts always stinks. A lot of balls in play. Yeah, the Royals, you never know what happens. But he's also one of those guys that can string together 6 innings, maybe 4 or 5 Ks, and limit the damage and get you a safety net in there. It's tough to love Caico, maybe in cash more than GPPs, but I see where you're going.
And on DK, Luis Robert is 3.9, so surprisingly underpriced there. He's also just 3, over on FanDuel as well. Edwin Encarnacion's just 3K. There's a Jose Abreu at 3.1. There's a lot of big time right-handed power in this lineup, and Tim Anderson at 3.1 too. Man, the White Sox are really appealing. It's almost like they're saying, "Come on, you like White Sox, don't you? Let's have some White Sox."
Told you. That's why I like this game. I was looking at these prices. Abreu, Anderson, Robert, like you mentioned. Eloy Jimenez still only 34 is not horrible. On the DraftKings side, Abreu's 42. Tim Anderson's like 4K. Even Moncada's 44, which isn't horrible. Lou Bob's cheap. I think this White Sox team's in for a fun one tonight.
Yeah, I think so too. Poor Bubby. It was just so early for you, Bubby. But hopefully you hang in there, kid. Let's go on to the next one here. So apparently good pitching does stop good hitting. So Bieber was that last night. Tonight, the Twins are going to take on Mike Clevenger. He's 9.8K. I mean, that's a really and here we go again. Like, do we do the same thing? I say yes. I think it might be a little bit more because you see Dobnik on the other side as opposed to Barrios yesterday. So I think people might feel more comfortable with it, but this lineup hasn't changed. They could still go after any pitcher. However, I still take the same thing. Like, I would rather play Clevenger in tournaments tonight than in cash because I just think it's the better way to make more money on your investment potentially of this player. And there is always that chance that the Twins rebound from yesterday and put an ass whooping on somebody because that's how good this lineup is. Are you comfortable doubling down and doing this 2 nights in a row too, or you have another plan for Clevenger?
No, I'm comfortable with it because I felt going into the season Clevenger was better than Bieber. Like, they're super close, like 1A, 1B. But I think Clevenger's got elite type stuff, so I'm 100% on board with going back to that well.
I love Cesar Hernandez at 2.7 tonight. Like, he's my favorite value play of the night. Like, hitting at the top of that order, I don't know, man. Like, I feel like that's not quite a free square, but we're getting close. We're getting close. I'm just saying, like, just keep that out there. Anything else for you here with the bats that, obviously Eddie Rosario is just 3.2 on FanDuel too, but it's a tough matchup. I would kind of fade away from the Twins here. If I like Clevenger, I kind of have to take that stance. I'm going to here, but I do love the Indians here in this matchup against Dobnik.
Yeah, the Indians are still too cheap. Lindor 33, Santana 3,000. J Rams he's 38, a little pricier, but on DraftKings they're still way too cheap. Like we talked about yesterday, you can get some nice Indians action for not too expensive. Dobnik's not that special, folks.
Well, he's special to his mommy.
Yes,
his mommy told him he was special.
I have the face for radio, and he's special to his mom.
You're special, Bubba. I think you're very special. So tonight, basically, we're telling you White Sox Indians on FanDuel side. That's a good way to look at things. All right, let's move on to the next one here. Oh, Garrett Richards. You said you wanted to pitch again. Well, here you go. Now you get to pitch in Colorado. Enjoy, my friend. And this is now we got Colorado games on the slate, so now everyone's going to be looking around for this. Charlie Blackmon is 4K on FanDuel, and this is the bat I want to pay up for tonight. I like this matchup a lot for him, and I feel good about it. I feel pretty good. Yep. You can go some of the lesser guys too. You got some, lower price lefties on FanDuel, Murphy and McMahon. If Tappy is in the lineup, he'd be just 2.5. Hilliard at 3. Look, this lineup is all left-handed tonight, except for Nolan Arenado and Trevor Story. I think this could be a long night for Garrett Richards, or a short one, I guess.
It should be a very, very short one, yes.
Yeah, and I like the Garrett. I'm rooting for him. I like him. He's a good pitcher. I want him to succeed, but I'd be very surprised if it was tonight. Now, look, stranger things have happened. Now, what's the DK story here when you look over at Colorado and try to compare the two? Same kind of thing. The top of the lineup is going to be 5K and over for the most part. The bottom half is going to be in that mid 4 range. If you want to get into it, it's good to get into it. There's so many lefties that you can, just kind of pick and choose. And if you want to be different, go with one of the righties. Put Story in one of them, or Arenado. Do Blackman, Arenado, Murphy, or Dahl, Story, Blackman. However you want to do it, that's fine too. But I wouldn't dismiss the bottom of this order. What about on the other side of this against John Gray? The bottom of this San Diego lineup is not that formidable. Do you think Gray is in play tonight, or do you think you actually would get in on both sides of this offense?
I get on both sides. I really like this Padres offense. The bottom side is not great. You're right there, but even guys, if Ty France plays for Hosmer again, he's cheap. You have some other options at the bottom of that order, but I got no problem paying up for guys like Tatis and Pham and Grisham and Machado. One thing I've emphasized year after year with Coors, people see Coors and they run to the Rockies and they leave the visiting team much lower owned. And I think these are both great matchups here. This Padres offense is pretty legit right now.
Yeah, I would agree. And especially, now he's seen that bump in Machado too, because this is another guy who's just 3K now tonight because in Colorado he's 3.8. So, there you go. By the way, I am loving the new Padres uniforms. I think I've said it already. I'm going to say it again. I don't really care because I've seen the road ones now too. They just look good. There's something I don't know, throwback and yet modern at the same time. They look cool. I almost want one, but I'm too old to wear jerseys.
Nike's done well with some of these new ones, like the Hunter Green A's and some of these other ones. I'm digging.
Yeah, the Hunter Green A's I like too, man. You nailed it, bro. It's so good. I'm not crazy about the new Rangers one though. That blue,
like baby blue. That should be with the Chargers and Chargers only.
Well, I don't mind the color. It's just the whole thing is just too. It was too much.
Blue from head to toe. Yeah. You almost look like you should be in Willy Wonka. And
I want some more.
Could you imagine Prince Fielder in one of those outfits?
I look like a blueberry. Oh goodness! You call him Grimace. All right, let's move on. Trevor Williams against Yu Darvish tonight. Ooh, Yu Darvish 9.1 on FanDuel. I'm tempted against the Pirates. 10.5 on DK. Still tempted. More tempted on FanDuel for the standalone. Pirates are not good, folks. I'm sorry, they're just not. It's not a good. They're a team in transition. They're just not very good. Your thoughts on Yu Darvish tonight? 9.1. Are we in this?
Yep, I think it's a great bounce back spot. A little rocky start the first time around, and if you believe in weather trends and keep an eye on it. Wind's supposed to be blowing in pretty hard from left field at Wrigley, which is always big, so that could help Darvish even more. So I'm a fan of Darvish tonight, 91 on FanDuel, and even if you're paying up on DK, pair him up with Castillo, you're just fine.
Yeah, look, it's once again, like we talk about this, just because it's easy doesn't mean it's wrong. Don't outthink yourself. That's always one of those things we always like to put out there. Any other final shots in this game before we move on to the next one for you?
No, I'm not. You can attack Trevor Williams, but not looking to tonight on a 12-game slate.
Yeah, I would agree. I think that's a little bit of a weird temptation. Although Baez at 3.6 is still tempting. I think that's a really good price, and Schwarber at 3.1 is a good one. If you want to cherry pick a guy,
hard.
Yeah, if you want to cherry pick Schwarber at 3.1, I don't think that's a terrible idea at all. Looking to the next one here, you got the Mike Minor Texas Rangers. I don't know if they're wearing the baby blues tonight. I hope they're not because they're gross. Against San Francisco TBA, one of our favorite pitchers here.
Looks to be Logan Webb.
Oh, good. Excellent.
If that matters. Just throwing it out there.
Hey, I know you're a San Francisco guy. So 8.7. Here's my thing with Minor. I get it as just trying to change out different guys because there's a lot of guys in this 9K range pitcher wise. Where you could pick and choose, have your same lineup and then take some different pitchers and go play a multi-entry tournament like that. That's fair. But at the same time, I think there's just better things on the board. What about the offense of the Rangers tonight? Are you using any of those guys in San Fran?
You can. Again, I'm not running to, but that ballpark is playing a lot livelier. So if you want to get some value, maybe hope Willie Calhoun wakes up, Todd Frazier swinging a good stick. But I'm pretty much just going to cross this game off unless you want to fade Mike Minor, and that means you're getting really crazy in a multi-entry format.
All right, here's my guy, okay? Tonight, no Mike Trout. I love this. Lance McCullers looked really good in his first start. I'm on this McCullers wagon. I have been for some time. He's 9K on both sites. Sign me up. Across the board, Lance McCullers, right or wrong, ride or die tonight for me. Bubba, it sounds like you are exactly where I am with this one.
Yep, on DraftKings, McCullers Castillo combo is my favorite one out there. I love Lance McCullers, and I know Mike Trout. Look what Marco Gonzalez did to them last night.
Oh yeah, I know Connie looked like trash against Gonzalez. By the way, oh my god, what is that? Oh, my worst fears are being realized with that guy so far, and I have zero shares. But like I wanted this to be his year, but I don't know, man. I just couldn't buy in. Also, in the WTF department on DK, Michael Brantley is 2.8. Huh?
Yeah, they keep screwing this up left and right. It's like week in and week out. He's been between like 26 and 32 all season. Makes zero sense.
And look, that is a value you cannot avoid on DraftKings.
Another cash game lock. You just throw him in.
You have to lock him in. You have to. You could get everything, and you're going to cleanup hitter in a great lineup at that price. On FanDuel, he's 3.4, which is reasonable. Like that's a reasonable price. He's a little bit higher price than he was during the week. Correa's at 3.4. They're taking on Matt Andres in case anybody cares. I'm all in on Lance McCullers tonight. I love this. I love the Astros. Keep it simple. And if you want to, again, isolate this one into the later slate, that's cool too. Definitely do it. Tonight you got Zach Gallen at 8K against Tony Gonsolin and the Dodgers. Look, Gallen's a good pitcher. This is another one. I get it if you want to, change things around. As a secondary pitcher at 8.7, he's a little pricey against the Dodgers. I don't love that. I'm probably just going to pass on this one. I might pass on this game altogether because I do like Gallen as a pitcher. And again, too many outcomes sometimes cloud the judgment a little bit and make for bad investment. But maybe that's just me. What do you think about this one?
Yeah, I'm kind of crossing this one off. Like I understand, I like Gallen a lot. I just don't think I need to face the Dodgers tonight with everything else going on in 12-game slate. And there's not enough stacking for the Arizona to get my attention because Gonsolin's not going to go that deep in the game. So I'm good.
Yeah. Next is my favorite tournament arm of the day. Sean Manaea at 7.5 against the Seattle Mariners. Mariners got some K's in them. Let me tell you. And Sean Manaea at 7.5. I like this. I like this a lot. He's 9.6 over on DK. Just for perspective.
Yeah, that's a big no.
He's 9.6 there. No. But 7.5 on FanDuel. Give you the big Daniel Bryan. Yes. I like it. I want to be involved with it. Matt Olson at 3.6 also on FanDuel. Obviously Chapman, Laureano, Simeon. Those are all guys always in play. Look, Taijuan Walker, another good story we're hoping for, but I like money more than good stories sometimes. So I'm going to go with Manaea and the A's on this one. Anything else for you to add? Is there some guy, some price somewhere that you want to have on your roster?
Well, this is fun. It's only taken about a week, but we're going to disagree on something here. I'm stacking the Mariners tonight. Manaea's velocity down scares me, and the Mariners are too cheap. If you're looking for some value on FanDuel and DraftKings, they are stupid cheap. J.P. Crawford, Shed Long, really cheap, 28.25. Kyle Lewis isn't bad on FanDuel, and then on DraftKings, you can do the same thing. I like the Mariners as a late night stack tonight.
No, like this. We're going head to head, you and me tonight on this one. I'm gonna take the camp of the velocity was down because he's still ramping up, and that's why I like it even more because I feel like that's a very smart opinion you just gave, and I think that a lot of people will have that. I think the ownership will be low enough that I'm gonna go and flirt with that. All right. That's actually it, right? Already because
12 games. And real quick, news was out while we were here. Blake Snell 3 to 5 innings tonight.
Excellent.
Probably more towards like 3 or 4. I wouldn't count on the 5.
Yeah, fade away. I don't think he can do enough in that at 9.5. Nope, not doing it. So look, just to recap for you, Indians offense good, White Sox offense good. We like Yu Darvish tonight. We like McCullers tonight. Those are all things we agree on. We certainly also agree on Castillo on DraftKings, where they got drunk and said the pricing at 8. Am I forgetting something else? And of course, the Rockies, but you don't need us to tell you that the Rockies are good. Yeah. And we're going to kind of fade away from the Dodgers and Diamondbacks game a little bit. It's a little kind of I don't know. I'm just not feeling it tonight. I'm looking at the things and just kind of going, I just don't know if there's enough to get excited about here, especially, if it was a lesser pitcher on the Diamondbacks, I would think so. Okay. But I think for me, I'm pretty good. How about you? You good? You ready to move on to home runs?
Let's do it.
All right. It's that time again, boys and girls. It's time for Casey, Bubba, and Joey P to call their shots. Bubba's beating me so far 1-0 on the year. I can't let that stand. I just can't do it. So I'm going to take the easy way out. I'm going to be a coward, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take Charlie Blackmon tonight against Garrett Richards in Colorado. I want Charlie Blackmon to go yard. He's my pick. I need to get on the board here. I'm getting desperate. I'm chasing home runs. Guys I pick hit home runs the next day. But I'm going to go to Colorado and just try to get on the board before we come back for this week, because I can't afford to go down 2-0. Bubba, who's your pick for tonight to go yard?
Well, the pick tonight to make me go up 2-0 is going to be Fernando Tatis Jr. in Coors Field, as the Padres are going to take John Gray to town. It's going to be a big one, and Tatis is going deep.
Look at us going against each other again. Look at what head-to-head. This is going to be good stuff, man. It's going to be a ladder match here. Ooh, yeah. The cream always rises to the top, Bubba. Yeah. All right, brother. So we want to remind everybody, go out there and get your LineStar app and download it and upgrade to that premium product. Again, great stuff tonight. As always, they've got on there some incredible tools. It makes playing DFS so much easier. The optimizer, everything on there is just terrific. We're going to hopefully next week get Eric on the show, our esteemed leader here at LineStar, give you a little couple 2 cents there, a quick little interview with him about the tools, about what's going on there. And, everyone take the weekend and enjoy your Major League Baseball, because you have it. Enjoy what you got when you got it, because you never know when it's going to be gone. Just ask the Marlins. So that'll do it for us. You can follow us on Twitter at LineStar App, at LineStar MLB, at KC Bubba, and at Joe Pisapia 17. That'll do it for us, but the story of the game goes on. There's nothing left to do now except step into the batter's box and go yard. We'll see you next time, kids.
You've been listening to the DFS On Deck podcast, brought to you by LineStar. Hit subscribe, tell a friend, and stay tuned for the next episode from fantasy baseball experts Joe Pisapia and KC Bubba.